Yo, watch Carolyn Leavitt grab the mic and completely and utterly destroy all of these Trump haters. Yo, she grabbed the mic. Yo, first off, my name is Marcus Russell. This is the Marcus Russell Show. Yo, first off, she starts like, look, you see how Trumpito bringing all this money to the table. We getting all these contracts. We getting these bands. You know what I'm saying? Then she was like, gaming, we already blew down all the top leaders of gaming, blew their whole country out the map. They don't want no more smoke. And she was like, but even after all of that, these hating ass Democrats always got something to say. She was like, Goldberg, the chief editor of the Atlantic, F you, your mama's a Yemen pirate, and that's why you trying to protect him. I was like, ooh, get him, Curly. She was like, and we wouldn't even be in Yemen if the Biden administration wasn't a bunch of, ooh. And she said another word for kitty cats. Yo, let's roll the footage.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good to see you all. Since Inauguration Day, President Trump has secured trillions of dollars in private and foreign investments. Every single day, more money is pouring into our country, which will create more jobs for hardworking Americans. Today, Schneider Electric pledged to invest more than $700 million in the United States to boost American energy infrastructure and AI. On Monday, Hyundai announced a $20 billion investment in the United States, including $5.8 billion for a new steel plant in Louisiana, which will create nearly 1,500 high-paying jobs. President Trump is truly turning America back into a manufacturing superpower. Yesterday, President Trump marked National Medal of Honor Day by meeting with 21 of our nation's bravest heroes and incredible patriots who have been awarded the highest military honor. Beautiful picture.
Gang.
The president also signed a historic executive order to protect the integrity of American elections by strengthening voter citizenship verification and banning foreign nationals from interfering in U.S. elections. These are the common sense solutions that only Democrats could oppose. But voters deserve elections they can trust, thanks to President Trump's leadership. Later this afternoon in the East Room, President Trump will mark Women's History Month by honoring the exceptional women around our country, including the highly talented women in his administration and his cabinet. And on an additional scheduling update, the president will hold a press conference in the Oval Office today at 4 o'clock p.m. to announce tariffs on the auto industry. And I will leave that to him to make that announcement later. Unfortunately, all of this good is happening for our country. This administration is working hard on behalf of the American public every day, but the mainstream media continues to be focused on a sensationalized story from the failing Atlantic magazine that is falling apart by the hour. Here are the facts. The National Security Advisor has taken responsibility for this matter, and the National Security Council immediately said, alongside the White House counsel's office, that they are looking into how a reporter's number was inadvertently added to this messaging thread. We have said all along that no classified material was sent on this messaging thread. There were no locations, no sources or methods revealed, and there were certainly no war plans discussed. The Atlantic has even admitted this themselves. Their release of these internal messages validates the truth, which we have been saying all along. If this story proves anything, it proves that Democrats and their propagandists in the mainstream media know how to fabricate, orchestrate, and disseminate a misinformation campaign quite well. And there's arguably no one in the media who loves manufacturing and pushing hoaxes more than Jeffrey Goldberg. Goldberg is an anti-Trump hater. He is a registered Democrat. Goldberg's wife is also a registered Democrat and a big Democrat donor who used to work under who? Hillary Clinton. This is the same Jeffrey Goldberg who infamously lied about weapons of mass destruction to get us into the Iraq War, which cost trillions of dollars and thousands of American soldiers. And how else has Goldberg discredited himself? By absurdly claiming that President Trump was Vladimir Putin during the 2016 campaign, by peddling the Russia hoax that tried to hijack President Trump's first term, by inventing the suckers and losers hoax to help Joe Biden in the 2020 election, by peddling a hoax about President Trump involving Gold Star families to help Kamala Harris in the 2024 election, which our campaign at the time vigorously denied. Jeffrey Goldberg didn't care. There's more, but we don't have all day, and we can now add this signal hoax to this very long list. The real story here is the overwhelming success of President Trump's decisive military action against Houthi terrorists.
Get
On
them.
March 15th, President Trump ordered a series of military operations against the terrorist Houthis to defend U.S. shipping assets in the Red Sea, restore freedom of navigation for international shipping, and
That
defend the
part.
United States from enemy threats. United States forces successfully struck dozens of targets across Houthi-controlled territory. And as
Turn
a
the
result
Houthis
of
up.
these actions, several Houthi leaders were killed, including the Houthi drone chief, his deputy, and several of their drone experts and other key leaders.
Turn
We
the
also
Houthis up. Better
destroyed
not have no
command and
blowfish.
controlled facilities, weapons manufacturing facilities, and advanced weapons storage locations. And it's important to remember why this powerful action took place in the first place. Because of Joe Biden's incompetence and pathetic weakness on the world stage for
Pathetic
years,
weakness.
the Houthi terrorists grew emboldened. Immediately after taking office in 2021, Joe Biden removed the Iran-backed Houthis from the foreign terrorist organization and specifically designated global terrorist list. Did anybody in this room ask the Biden administration at the time why they made such a
Why?
stupid mistake? This reckless action undid the designation put in place by President Trump during his first term, and what followed was predictable and devastating. The Houthis targeted U.S. military ships and aircraft, hit commercial ships, including U.S. flagged vessels, threatened our personnel overseas, and attacked our allies in the region. This resulted in more than a year of U.S. flagged commercial ships being prevented from safely sailing through the Suez Canal, the Red Sea, and the Gulf of Aden. This had a massive negative impact on global trade of the economic security of the United States. Joe Biden was the commander-in-chief, and he sat on his hands while the United States of America was bullied and embarrassed by terrorists. President Trump and his team are putting a stop to these threats and restoring American strength around the world. The Trump peace through strength approach means no terrorist force
Peace through
will stop American
strength.
commercial and naval vessels from freely sailing the waterways of the world. But unfortunately, this is not what the Democrats and the media want to talk about. They are
Exactly.
focused on a coordinated campaign to try and sow chaos in this White House. And this has
Seems
been
like it.
the most successful first 2 months of any administration ever, which is exactly why they are doing this. We are not going to bend in the face of this insincere outrage. And here's just one example of how bad faith the Democrats' criticisms are. Democrat Senator Mark Warner is hysterical over the use of Signal, which is an approved decrypted app, and the killing of Houthi terrorists. But Senator Warner himself used Signal to work with a lobbyist oligarch to connect the disgraced Steele dossier author who started the Russia hoax, which Jeffrey Goldberg later reported on. How
Oh
ironic.
gosh.
We're not going to lose focus of the bottom line, which is that
She
Joe
is
Biden's
destroying them.
weakness enabled and emboldened Houthi terrorists, and President Trump's strength and resolve eliminated those terrorists.
Yo, Democrats did try to jump and make a media spectacle of all this. Like as soon as they had the opportunity, they want to try to hold hearings. And I seen in the hearing they was asking questions like, was he drunk when he added Goldberg? Yo, and Goldberg already had admitted that Tim Walz had added him onto the line. You know what I'm saying? And Tim Walz has already taken full responsibility. And there were not specific targets included in the text. And the United National Security Team has not said that this was a breach yet. But even with all that being said, these Democrats are still trying to press on, probably just try to stop Trumpito's full march down Congress. You know what I mean? They're even saying like stuff like Pete Hegseth should just go ahead and step down, which is preposterous. But are they mad about the text, or are they mad about these billion-dollar contracts, these money laundering contracts that Pete just uncovered? Let me go over this list real quick. Okay, y'all hear this. Okay, so they canceled a HR software effort it was a contract that was expected to be completed in a year. It cost $36 million with the projected cost and time. Well, this project is in its eighth year so far. It's already $280 million over budget, and it's just going. Pete just canceled that one. He canceled a series of DMP grants worth about $350 million funding for decarbonizing emissions from Navy ships. Some Obama Green Deal stuff. Anyway, and this one's crazy. $6 million to the University of Montana to strengthen American democracy and diversity. $6 million a year. Yo, I've been making my own list of fraud and waste and abuse with all these notes that I take for all these videos, and I could literally just do a video, like an 8 minute video, and just going over the list of ridiculous things that they've been having us spend this money on. And I'm thinking that that's why they're really mad at Pete Hegseth, not because of a text. You know what I'm saying? You tell me what you think in the comments. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Until next time, peace.